What are some of the benefits of hiring a mediation consultant? Well, the reality is, if you're watching this video right now and nobody has talked to you about preparing for mediation weeks in advance and having a strategy of not only how you communicate with your attorney, but how you communicate with your expert, if all they're asking is like, what's your lowest number and what will you take? That's not a negotiation strategy. That's actually going to get you a lot less than you ever planned. And so, a lot of times when we're being hired as mediation consultants, we're developing a settlement offer that's going to anchor that deal. We're going to anchor that settlement offer in everybody's heads and minds and have them work off that offer. So, what does that mean? Well, if your spouse thinks that the business is worth zero and I come in and say it's worth a million, now everybody is negotiating off of the $1 million number because you have a valuation, because you have a preliminary valuation or an expert. If your spouse doesn't have an expert and they're just making up that they don't think it's really worth much, the mediator's not going to take that as information that is helpful. And they're going to revert back to your number. You're anchoring that number in their minds. And now everybody is negotiating off of your $1 million number. That's going to be one of the tactics we use. But also, it's about negotiation and not necessarily telling the bottom line to the mediator. So, how are you using that mediator to really parlay your settlement offer to the other side? And mediation should be your first time that you are presenting your entire case to an outside party. A lot of times, mediators could be former judges or lawyers, and they have a perspective of the court situation. And so, what you're doing is kind of giving them a scenario of a settlement offer that you believe is reasonable and seeing what they say, seeing what the other side says so that you can be better prepared in court if you have to go. But reality is, if you're really prepared going in with a full settlement offer, a plan on how to settle and be done with it, you have a greater likelihood of leaving that mediation settled. If you have no numbers, odds are you're going to walk away with no deal.